Other news coming in a heinous crime, a 29-year-old ambulance driver named Noufal, who was found guilty of raping a 19-year-old COVID-19 patient in an ambulance on the way to the hospital, has been awarded life term by the Kerala court. According to the prosecution, Noufal, a driver with the State Health Department's ambulance service, picked up the woman from her house and was assigned to admit her at a COVID treatment center in the district. Instead of taking the patient to the treatment center, he diverted the ambulance to a deserted area and raped her before taking the vehicle to the COVID care center. After the incident, the driver had tendered an apology to the victim and asked her not to disclose it. The woman had recorded his apology on her mobile phone, which was produced as evidence in the court. The incident had triggered outrage during the pandemic days in Kerala. So major development that's coming in from Kerala. We've seen now that the ambulance driver has been awarded life sentence. We have with us my colleague Raj Kiran joining us on the telecast to provide further development updates regarding this story. Raj Kiran, in terms of this judgment that has been passed by the Kerala court, what exactly were the arguments that were produced in the court?
Yes, yesterday, Honorable Kerala Court has sentenced a person to life imprisonment for brutally raping and physically assaulting a 19-year-old COVID patient in the year 2020. And the girl who was a victim is a police girl, and this incident took place on September 5th of 2020 when COVID pandemic was going on. At that time, a 19-year-old girl called to ambulance that she was suffering from a COVID. So ambulance driver came to her residence and she was picked up from a residence while going to the hospital, and the ambulance driver, instead of taking her to the hospital, he was diverted to that 19-year-old girl in an ambulance to an isolated place, as she was a COVID patient at that time. So there was no one along accompanied her in the ambulance. So taking that advantage, this ambulance driver taking the patient to a isolated place, and she was he was raped her and assaulted her. After that, when she was shouting at that point, so he has slapped her on her neck, and he was beaten her very brutally, and the victim also said that he punched her in her stomach. So she was facing a severe stomach pain and menses problem at that time. So now the court have given him, after listening all these things, the court have given the accused, the man, for life imprisonment, and it is almost from 3 years to place to get the punishment.
All right, Rajkiran. We also have with us Ellen Rao, former DCP, Special Cell Delhi, and advocate Vineet Jindal, Supreme Court, joining us on the telecast. Thank you so much to both of you for joining us on the telecast. First, I'll go to Ellen Rao. Ellen Rao, it's a very heinous incident and a crime that took place in 2020. Obviously, now we're seeing the judgment has been passed now. The ambulance driver has been awarded a life sentence. But in terms of case like this, especially during the COVID times, it must have been very difficult to, in terms of gathering evidence, or obviously the plus point in this situation was that the victim had recorded the apology. But how does one approach a case like this and to solve a case as soon as possible in terms of the sensitivity of a case like this?
Good morning to you all. And this is really it was a very sensitive case and very important because of the reason that the victim was under control of the ambulance driver, or then the situation was misused by him, and by committing this type of heinous crime like rape, that I think that court has rightly sentenced him for the life. But I must congratulate to the investigating officers of this case, so that they could collect all possible evidences during investigation, and then pursuing this case in the trial. That is also very important. And then both these things, when there is sufficient evidence during investigation to connect the accused with the crime, and after that during trial, if that evidence is proved during the trial, then it becomes very easy for the court to convict such any such type of accused in this type of heinous cases. No doubt, I think about 5 years I might have taken during conclusion of this case, but still I think that is very important and the judgment, and because there is a separate clause in the section of rape, committing rape, that is not a normal rape. This is the rape committed by a person under whose custody or under whose control this victim was there. In that case, definitely there are a much more punishment than rather a normal rape case. So I think this will send a long message and very good message to the others who will be reading this sentence judgment by the media or by print media. Then the persons who are controlling such type of victims, they will think twice that before committing such type of crime. And we welcome this charge for judgment.
All right. We also have with us Advocate Vineet Jindal. Advocate Vineet Jindal.